Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our last end of year presentation. Samia is going to do an overview of her first year here at UTSA. We do ask that you allow the staff in the room to ask any questions of Samia and or give any commentary, and then we'll open it up for you all to do the same. So with that, Samia, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, I'm Samia, and this is an overview of my first year here at UTSA. This year, I stayed at Guadalupe Hall, and I roomed with Kellyanne. So I'm going to talk about how I highlighted or demonstrated the top scholar pillars in my various activities. First, with knowledge, I put this rather than in the leadership and development, I put honor strategies program because I felt like it was more of a learning experience for me. I got to learn more about the Honors College, the NAGEM Center, Pathfinders Insurance, San Antonio, and the people that I work with. I put two classes that I really enjoyed this year. My first class being legal ethics and social issues in business. I really like talking about history, politics, like people and like all this type of stuff. And I felt like the class really talked about it and it was more conversational rather than kind of listening to the teacher go through a PowerPoint. So I really like that. And then I also put my travel in France class. I've always been weirdly like fascinated with France and have taken like a couple of French classes in the past. I thought this was cool to do. And funny enough, this wasn't the original class that I selected. I selected Borderland Stories because I like history and I thought that would be kind of cool. But I quickly found out that a 3-hour seminar and listening to a professor talk for 3 hours just wasn't for me. And I switched out on the last day and had to like go through this process of asking the head department to sign off on it and all that stuff. So it was really interesting, but I'm glad I'm in this class and it's really fun and informative and enjoyable. And then I put my major and minor change because I changed my minor once and then I changed my major once and then I changed my minor twice. I went from an information systems minor to a business analytics minor. And then I changed my an information systems major into a business analytics major. And then I changed my minor from intelligence and security studies to information systems just because I had started taking classes on it and I felt like it was more relevant to me than information and security studies, which I had selected because I thought it was interesting and I would have fun doing it, but maybe another time. And then I'm gonna move on to service. For service, I put book buddies because I did book buddies and I thought it was really fun and it kind of reminded me of stuff that I'd done in the past. I did adopt a spot. That was also really nice. It was great to talk to like the upperclassmen who I usually wouldn't talk to on a normal day-to-day basis. And then I put French Club because I had volunteered with them through my travel in France teacher for their I think journey through Francophone. I'm not really sure.
Basically just their francophones.
Yeah, and it was really interesting. It was really fun. It was kind of like a French competition, and then also like little areas where high school students could come and like learn more about France and French culture. So yeah, and that was like I think the first volunteering activity that I did outside of Top Scholar. And then for leadership and professional development, I joined Business Student Council this semester. I was selected to participate in the Goldman Sachs Possibility Summit, and I also started working on my early certification for business analytics. And God willing, I will take the test in August rather than early summer because they're changing the test, and I just feel like it's better for me to take the test after they've changed it because it's long, they're giving us like a longer time period, but still the same set questions. So, and then my SMART goals reflection. I achieved my academic goals, but there's more to life than academics. So, even though I set out to do more socially, I didn't accomplish all of it, but I was a lot better this semester than I was last semester. It was really I joined Chi Alpha. I forgot to mention that I joined Chi Alpha and it's like a Bible study group. And then also one of my friends gave me like she introduced the opportunity to work for the Final Four Fan Fest stuff like 2 weeks ago, and that was also really fun. I'm looking forward to being even better next semester and a lot more outgoing and kind of the more like outgoing person that I typically am. And my key takeaways for this year taught me that growth requires grace for myself and for others, and that learning to embrace uncertainty and lean on my faith and take initiative is going to eventually shape who I hope to become. I think I'm leaving this year with a deeper sense of self-awareness, new friendships, and confidence in my ability to evolve. Because I feel like I came in this year not necessarily with any expectations, but also in the back of my mind, I had expectations. But I think when in a new environment, it's important to understand that change is inevitable. I'm grateful for the experiences that I had this year, and I'm excited for opportunities that lie ahead. And then for 2025, 2026, my sophomore year, I plan on joining the Professional Association of Businesswomen. I will serve as the Director of Service, which I'm looking forward to. I have a couple of ideas that I really hope that my fellow top scholars will enjoy. To explore more, yesterday I went out with my traveling French teacher and some of the people in my class and also members of the French club, and it was just kind of fun stepping outside of UTSA's bubble. So I hope to explore more. I'll continue to be a part of the Business Student Council. And I hope to create more of a balance with everything and also have a concrete schedule. I think I thrive when I have a schedule, and I think that's kind of something that I was missing this year just because I was trying so many things. But yeah, that's all I have, and see sophomore year soon.
How are you? I'm sorry, I did not even say how you're doing. I wanted to say, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say congratulations on a very successful year. Very proud of all the things that you are a part of, and you can definitely see that you're very intentional with the things that you are a part of. Very excited when Jordan was telling me that you're going to be Director of Service. I'm excited that you're going to give back to Top Scholars. I'm excited of all the great things you're going to be bringing to the team next year. I'm going to be very excited to see some of the service things that you have and want to help curate that with you. Very successful year. Want to encourage you next year. You're going to be considered an upperclassman, right? The students who are going to be looking up to you and your class, right? Because you're going to be the next set of people that are going to be, you're going to have more connections with, because you're going to be with them for a longer period of time. And so really lean into that mentorship role and just be there, support them, share your wisdom and expertise with them. But congratulations, Samiaht, a very successful year, proud of you, and I can't wait to see what you do next year.
Thank you.
Indeed, to echo what Fernando said, it's been a joy having you in this program, and we're just really excited to see what happens next year and how you build on what seems like a very successful year thus far.
It's been fun to see what you've been up to. We don't interact as much, so I love hearing about what you're doing. One kind of question / suggestion / comment. I know you're also doing a lot of things that are not necessarily UTSA affiliated. And my sense is those are really fantastic things. And so my question for you is, what are some ways that you might be able to bridge that stuff you're doing off campus, particularly with your service and some of the national organizations that you're involved with? How could you bridge what you're doing there with what's happening with either Top Scholar very specifically or more generally at UTSA?
I think one suggestion would be I think particularly with my UNICEF work would be UNICEF clubs, because they have clubs. I just don't think I'd be able to handle it, just because I also want to pursue other clubs and starting that from the ground up. And there's also Voices, and so I don't want to take away from all the service that Voices does, because UNICEF clubs also focuses on volunteering and kind of serving the community. But there are other stuff. I think we have Trick or Treat for UNICEF, which is usually activities that would hold in October. And I kind of wanted to do that this year, but I don't know, I just didn't do it. And so I think I'm looking forward to implementing some of those stuff, because there are a lot of ideas and resources shared that I think could help us as build more community within like the top scholar environment, and so I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, I think you have some phenomenal ideas and I hope you'll consider doing that, especially with your director of service role. And next year, I hope you'll talk about the things that you're doing with groups like UNICEF and, I guess my bigger point is, in my mind, those things are not, don't necessarily need to be so separate. Like, that's my UNICEF world, this is my top scholar world, this is my, academic world. And for a lot of students, we kind of, it can be easy to fall into, this is my work category, and this is my classroom person, and this is who I am, so, this is social, and I would encourage you to think about how all of those things fit together, because you're one whole person. Right? They don't have to necessarily be separate. And they can all be stronger when there's integration. That makes sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Great job. Great job.
Indeed.
So, I've seen you volunteering for the French club this semester. I remember running into you for journée. And I was so surprised that you were there. I was like, oh my God. And then I saw you last night at the restaurant events too. And it's really nice when we have people caring about the culture that we're trying to promote. And I'll tell you the same thing that I told Ari when I found out that you were going to be on the board. I was super excited. You seem so nice, and that is exactly what we need for the service spot. And one of our biggest goals for next year is going to be to pair up with different organizations and different clubs and have a lot of events. And I think that you're going to be a critical team player for that next year. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited to have you. I know that we have a lot of underclassmen coming into the board next year, and I'm so thrilled because it's going to be a lot of new ideas and a lot of wide open young eyes and perspectives. And I'm really hoping that you and I get closer this coming year. And I'm so excited for everything you're going to do.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm so proud of you and proud of all of the different things that you've done this year. It's been so nice having you at ETSA, having you in my space. And I truly can't wait to see all of the other things that you're gonna do with the rest of your time here and just all you're gonna accomplish. And yeah, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss having you in my space over the weekend. Yeah, and I just can't wait to see all you're gonna do.
Thank you.
Good job.
My mom is.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Let me pick it up. And whenever you're ready to speak, we'll hear you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Congratulations, Sammy, for successfully completing your freshman year. And I'm glad to see you grow, and I wish you more success.
Thanks, Mom.
I just want to say, I notated 3 quotes. There is more to life than academics. This year taught me that growth requires grace for myself and others, and learning to embrace uncertainty. So keep those 3 quotes with you as you matriculate through your 4 years here at UTSA. But yeah, congratulations on your presentation.
Indeed.
Thank you.